I'll read this one. Okay. The Republican Party's new appointee to the North Carolina House was at the U.S. Capitol for the January 6th protest turned riot and said he was close enough to the Capitol breach to get hit repeatedly with tear gas. This is someone who apparently won election. Incoming Representative Donnie Loftus was the Gaston County Republican Party's choice this week to replace late Rep. Dana Baumgardner, who died earlier this month. So I guess he didn't win an election. Loftus posted a picture of himself to Facebook ahead of January 6th Stop the Steal rally, saying he was on a bus heading to Washington. He followed up with a comment seen in a screenshot provided to WRAL News. I might sneeze. Overnight by a source who said the posts have been deleted. I got gassed 3 times and was at the entrance when they breached the door. Loftus, an Army veteran, posted at the time, I spoke to many service members and they all agreed that we didn't want to be there, but we had no other choice. We had no other choice? How about walk away? You know, I lived in Washington, D.C. I can tell you, very close to the Capitol building is a Wawa. I think there's only one Wawa in D.C. Maybe there's 2 now. I'm not sure. I remember. Yeah, actually, I think there's 2 now. But when I lived there was one. And it's right down the street. So, I don't know what to tell you. You can go walk over to Wawa, get yourself a hoagie, and chill the fuck out. So, that's an option. But apparently, they had no other choice. They don't get it that they work for us, and I mean that in a respectful way. What does that even mean? My oath of enlistment has the phrase both foreign and domestic, he continued. We didn't think it would actually be domestic. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Asked about the posts Friday, Loftus said via text message that his involvement was strictly peaceful. On January 6th, 2020, do you mean 2021? While I peacefully exercised my First Amendment rights in front of the U.S. Capitol, I was surprised and disappointed to watch others storm the entrance as violence ensued. Okay, so he was disappointed in that. I had absolutely zero involvement in the rioting and categorically condemned the storming of our Capitol building that day. Okay, so that's actually interesting. It's just an interesting turn of event. All right, let's give this guy a chance. We're halfway through the article. Let's give this motherfucker a chance. Let's see, can he redeem himself? When WRAL News pointed to his change in tenor since the initial Facebook post and asked for a phone conversation, Loftus said the statement is my final word on the matter. The North Carolina Republican Party declined comment through a spokesperson Friday, as did House Speaker Tim Moore. So they went there because they wanted to stop the steal, and then they were like, whoa, buddy, these motherfuckers are trying to break into Congress. Yikes! And then so, but if you go there to try to stop the steal, I mean, you kind of egged them on. You being there, it's like, now am I saying if this person wasn't there that the riot wouldn't have happened? No. But like, again, all the people being there to begin with, all the people being there gave them all, what the fuck? I'm getting text messages. All the people being there to begin with, gave them, Jesus Christ. How do I turn this off? Okay. All the people being there to begin with, there were thousands of people there. If, let's say, 25% of the people that came out to that rally were there, like, let's say 75% of them didn't show up, they wouldn't have had the cover to go into the Capitol. They wouldn't have gotten that bad. So the fact that this guy was there, I feel like, is a problem in and of itself. He gave them the cover that they needed to get in order to breach the Capitol, and that's the big problem here. Under state law, the local party picks candidates to fill vacancies in the General Assembly. Jonathan Fletcher, chairman, blah, blah, blah. Knowing how thoroughly the FBI has investigated the January 6th incident, I trust that if Mr. Loftus had been involved with anything illegal or improper, the FBI would have brought charges against him. Now, I don't think you should be charged because you're a dumb fuck motherfucker and you supported Donald Trump's efforts to steal the election. I don't think that's a crime. I think you're just a stupid son of a bitch. And he got used and abused and thrown into the garbage. That's what I think. Right? But either way, this guy should not... it's trash. Like, you can't go there and say, go start the steal. Go start the goddamn steal. What is the logical conclusion of stop the steal? What is that? Well, if you think the election is stolen, and they're about to steal the election, and you're so thoroughly convinced that the election was stolen, how are you going to stop the steal but for breaking into Congress and trying to kill the people doing it? And that's what they tried to do. So you can't just say, oh, stop the steal, and then like as soon as everyone's like, all right, let's stop the steal, and you go like, whoa, just kidding, never mind. What? Weren't you there to stop the steal? Isn't that why you went there? Did you really think going, stop the steal, and watching Trump speak, that was going to stop the steal? What is the logical conclusion of stop the steal? It was always January 6th. It was always January 6th. And again, I say this all the time because I had the foresight. If some stupid ass bitch podcaster can tell something was going to go down on January 6th, what was that guy's name? Fucking Mo Brooks, Representative Mo Brooks. If he's wearing body armor as he speaks on stage because he knows something's about to go down, you're telling me that somehow everyone else was caught off guard? Nancy Pelosi, the Sergeant at Arms, the entire FBI, the National Guard, they're all just caught off guard. They didn't know. They had no idea. No. They're just dumb. They don't take right-wing violence seriously because they are right-wingers and they support most of right-wing violence. That's why. They're dumb. They're dumb. Anyone with a brain knew that January 6th was the logical conclusion of the entire Republican Party playing along with Donald Trump's stupid cringe LARPing. We all know that. And now we're just in a post-January 6th world where, yeah, these people are just, they're making laws. 14th Amendment, Section 3. Not only says that you should be banned from ever holding office, federal or state level, or municipal level, or you can't hold any elected office anywhere. Right? If you engage in insurrection. But wait, it goes on. The 14th Amendment, Section 3, not only says that you're banned from office for engaging in insurrection, but providing aid or comfort to those that are engaging in insurrection. So if you go to the Capitol on January 6th because you want to stop the steal, and then people that agree with you break into the Capitol, guess what? You gave them aid. You were there covering for them, providing them strength in numbers so that they could get in there, and comfort because you were agreeing with them every step of the way up until that moment. You gave them aid and comfort. But we don't live in a world where the U.S. Constitution means anything. We know that. American citizens are executed all the time, cruelly and unusually. That is against the Constitution. Police, all the time, will steal things. It's called civil asset forfeiture. Look it up. That's also against the Constitution, unreasonable search and seizure. You can also say that the NSA is against the Constitution. So the Constitution doesn't mean shit. But I mean, I'm going to point it out anyway. I don't think the Constitution is a suggestion. And those suggestions that they made after the Civil War, they're not being followed. And the only logical conclusion of this, in my opinion, is a second Civil War. Unless people get their shit together and say, wait a second, history is repeating itself. Let's do something about it. The Democratic Party is not doing that. Nancy Pelosi's not doing it. Joe Biden's not doing it. Joe Biden's going up there saying, yo, my Republican friends, my colleagues, my good buddies. Bro, they literally, all of them, the entire party, was in lockstep trying to make it so that you never became president. They were trying to overthrow U.S. democracy and make it so that you would never become president. And now they're your friends? This is how empires collapse. This is all visible. We can all see the writing is on the wall. And it's not my problem if you don't know how to read. So, anyway, that's the show for today.